Hey, welcome to another edition of Reading with Rockfish. It's me, Sarah Rockfish, SL Rockfish, same old person. Glad you could join us. Today, I'm so excited because I have two stories, and it's kind of timely. I'm trying to look at the glare on my glasses. How about that? Okay, let's move over here. My stories are a little timely because, look at this. New camera angle, new angle of the office. Check it out. Map of the United States. Chicken. Ooh, went that way. Chicken. Map of the United States, R2D2, over there. Family photos back there. The ducks. Just giving a new look. Anyway, welcome and thanks for joining me. Here's what we're going to do today. We're going to read two versions of the same story. Now, I'm going to tell you, the first version that we're going to hear is something I had never heard before. It's the story of the three little pigs. Now, I know what you're thinking. Everybody knows the story of the three little pigs. But do we? I remember a very happy ending to the story. All the little pigs going off into, outfoxing the fox or the big bad wolf. But I believe that I was wrong. I have one of these books, Young Folks Shelf of Books. Junior Scholastics from long time ago. It was published in 1962, which is even before I was born. So wrap your head around that. And here is the version that's been handed down about the three little pigs. Now, check out the drawing. We all know they build a house of straw, a house of sticks, and a house of bricks. And remember the little piggy ran from the one house to the next, and then ran to the other house. And you know what happens in the end. Big brother with the brick house, smart brother, saves the day. Or did he? So, I thought this book was timely because, we hear so many things. Here's the terms we hear in the news these days. We hear about fake news, you don't know the rest of the story, one-sided, everybody's got their own point of view. I'm going to let you decide. So, first, we're going to start with the story of the three little pigs that I was unaware of until I read this one. And I asked some other people if they had heard this version, and they're like, no. So that tells me that my generation, we're old, but we still have we were told a sanitized version. This can be a little scary, so if you're a little kid, remember, this is just a story. But it's kind of got a sad ending for some of the pigs. Come on. Once upon a time, there was a mother pig with three little pigs, and she had not enough to eat to keep them. She sent them out to seek their fortune. Now imagine, she just kicked them out. The first that went off met a man with a bundle of straw and said to him, "Please, man, give me that straw to build a house." The man did, and the little pig built a house with it. Presently came along the wolf. Dum, 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 dum. Okay, and knocked at the door. Little pig, let me come in." To which the little pig answered, "No, no, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in," said the wolf. Well, isn't he just a beastie boy? He is, because he's a wolf. So he huffed and he puffed, and he blew the house in, and he ate up the little pig. He ate the pig. I don't remember that part. Maybe my parents blocked it out. The second pig met a man with a bundle of twigs and said, "Please, man, give me those twigs to build a house." The man did, and the pig built his house. Then along came the wolf and said, little pig, let me come in." Now, to me, the wolf sounds very polite. Be wary of polite wolves. "No, no, by the hair of my chinny chin chin." "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in," said the wolf. So he huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house down and ate up the second little pig. Now imagine, he just ate two pigs. You'd think he would be done, but no. Apparently he has an eating disorder. Come on, we'll keep reading. The third little pig met a man with a load of bricks and said, "Please, man, give me those bricks to build the house." So the man gave him the bricks, and he built his house with them. The wolf came, as he did to the other little pigs, and he said, little pig, let me come in. Look how nicely dressed he is. Like, this pig has got some style, okay? Or this wolf has some style. Look at that big house. I don't remember the house being that big either, but sweet house. No, no, by the hair of my chinny chin. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. Well, he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed. And he puffed and he huffed. And he could not get the house down. Way to go, pig number 3. Then he found that he could not, with all his huffing and puffing, blow the house down. He said, little pig, I know where there is a nice field of turnips. Now stop right here. I have never heard that version before in my life. Have you? If you're older than, say, 20, have you? If you're older than 50, have you? If you're younger, you know you never have. Because this is a different version. Where? Asked the little pig. Oh, in Smith's field, and you will be ready tomorrow morning. I will call for you, and we will go together and get some for dinner. Well, look at that. A wolf asking to go to, like, pick turnips with a pig. Do you believe the wolf? Very well, said the little pig. I will be ready. What time did you mean to go? At 6 o'clock, said the wolf. Well, the little pig got up at 5, got the turnips, and was home again before 6. When the wolf came, he said, little pig, are you ready? Ready, said little pig. I have been and come back again and got a nice potful for dinner. The wolf felt very angry at this, but the thought that he would be up to the little pig somehow or other. So he said, little pig, I know where there is a nice apple tree. Where? Asked the pig. Down at Merry Gardens, replied the wolf. And if you will not deceive me, I will come for you. And at 5 o'clock tomorrow, and we will go together and get some apples. Do you believe this, wolf? He really thinks the pig is that dumb. But come on, we'll keep going. Well, the little pig woke at 4 the next morning. Oh, maybe he is that dumb. And went off to get the apples, hoping to be back before the wolf came. But he had to go farther and had to climb the tree, so that just as he was coming down from it, he saw the wolf coming. Oh no! As soon as you may suppose, that frightened him very much. When the wolf came up, he said, little pig, what? Are you here before me? Are they nice apples? Yes, very, said the little pig. I'll throw you down one. And he threw it so far that the wolf was gone to pick it up. The little pig jumped down and ran home. Smart pig. Now, stop right there. You decide. Can a pig outrun a wolf? You be the judge. The next day, the wolf came again and said to the little pig, there is a fair in this town this afternoon. Will you go? Oh, yes, said the pig. I'll go. What time will you be ready? At 3, said the wolf. So the little pig went off as casual, early, got to the fair, the little pig went off as usual. See, I make mistakes when reading. Early, got to the fair, bought a butter churn, and was on his way home with it when he saw the wolf coming. Dun, 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 dun. Cue the music. Look at, the wolf is running. Then he could not tell what to do, so he got in the churn to hide, and in so doing, it turned it round and began to roll and roll down the hill with the pig inside it. This frightened the wolf so much that he ran home without going to the fair. That's the pig in there, running, and the wolf is running. Dun, 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 dun. Here's a question. Who's the guy with the giraffe? I don't know. Must be at the fair. Okay. He went to the little pig's house and told him how frightened he had been by a great round thing which came down the hill past him. Then the little pig said, ha! I frightened you, did I? I had been to the fair and bought a butter churn, and when I saw you, I got into it and I rolled down the hill. Ooh, the pig sticking it to the wolf. When the wolf was very angry after that, indeed, and he declared he would eat up the little pig, and that he would climb down the chimney after him. Look at that picture. The wolf is going to go in the chimney. You know what's at the bottom of the chimney? Fire. When the little pig saw what was about, he put a pot full of water in the fireplace and made a blazing fire. Just as the wolf was coming down the chimney, the little pig took the cover off the pot and in fell the wolf. I had never heard that before. The little pig put the cover on again, instantly boiled up the wolf, and ate him for supper, and lived happily ever after. He ate him for supper. The pig ate the wolf. Have you ever heard that version before? I know. These all come into play. Fake news, point of view. What was the real story? We'll never know. This is different. In my stories that I've read to my kids, and as a teacher, we've all read to kids, the little pig, one little pig runs to the other house, then the two little pigs run to the third pig's house, and they outsmart the fox. But no, they never ate the fox, the wolf. They never ate the wolf. So the third pig not only ate a wolf, but he ate a wolf who had eaten his brothers. Wrap your head around that. But as the world famous, and not so famous anymore because he's gone, Paul Harvey used to say, we don't know the rest of the story. So, dun 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 dun, everybody's got their own side of a story. The true story of the three little pigs, written by a wolf. He's got a different idea. And he told it to John Siska, and it was illustrated by Lane Smith. Come on, we're going to get the wolf side of the story. Here we go. Everybody knows the story of the three little pigs. Well, we thought we did until we just read the dark version, or at least they think they do. But I will let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. Point of view for the wolf. I am the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Now, if you're like me and you're an adult over 30, you're thinking, I can call you Betty, and Betty, when you call me, you can call me Al. Okay, sorry. So, you can call me Al. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. True that. I eat cows. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. Sneeze plus cup of sugar. This is the real story. See? Not like cable. Everybody's got a side. This is the real story. Unless this is like Wolf News Network. Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold, and I ran out of sugar. Well, that seems reasonable. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now, this neighbor was a pig, okay? And he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in their right mind would build a house of straw? Well, that sounds reasonable. I mean, the wolf's version so far. So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't just want to walk into someone else's house, so I called, little pig, are you in? No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed. Well, that's different. He's not saying he huffed and he puffed. He huffed and he snuffed. Achoo! And I sneezed a great sneeze. Well, what do you think happened to that house? And you know what? The whole darn straw house fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig. Dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. He killed the pig by accident. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw, so I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there. Now, in the version I read, he did eat the pig. and he eats the pig here, but now he's telling us why. In the version I used to read to my kids, the little pig ran away. Oh, 3 different versions. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar, so I went to the neighbor's house. Then this neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house of sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, "Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, are you in?" He yelled back, "Go away, wolf, you can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs of my chinny chin chin." Well, that sounds familiar. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. Sometimes things happen. We don't know the whole story. Now, you know food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but when my cold was feeling a little better, and I still didn't have the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He had built his house of brick. Now we have the straw and the sticks. That's the same as the first story. Bricks. Maybe we'll have a different ending. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called, "Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, are you in?" And you know what that rude little porker answered? "Get out of here, wolf. Don't bother me again." Well, he sounds rude, but maybe he knows what happened to his other brothers. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he won't give me one little cup for my dear sweet granny's birthday cake. What a pig! I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on again. I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed once again. Then the third little pig yelled, "And your granny can sit on a pin." Well, that's rude. What did Granny have to do with it? Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. How many of you know that when somebody talks about a family member, you get a little upset? So the wolf's got legit reasons, so he thinks. When the cops drove up, of course I was trying to break down this pig's doors, and the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. It looks like he's trying to blow down the house. I don't know. There's a fire in the chimney. The rest, as they say, is history. Big Bad Wolf got arrested. The news reporters found out about the 2 pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound so exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all that huff and puff and blow your house down. And they made me the Big Bad Wolf. That's it. The real story. I was framed. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar. See? Now we have the rest of the story. So, which version is it? Same story, different viewpoints. He's saying what we know is fake news. This never happened in this. Uh-oh, I dropped something. So, you decide. I hope you can judge. And think of any version of the 3 little pigs that you heard. Maybe yours is different. You know what? This could be a book discussion, a group discussion. Today, on another edition of The 3 Little Pigs. We could have our own book club. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Whew, this episode is long. I apologize. But if you enjoyed it, I hope you stayed tuned till the end. Fingers crossed. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you soon. I hope you enjoyed our story about how not everything is as is as it seems, and sometimes we get different versions of the same story. I think that's timely right now. How about you? Thanks for watching. Hope to see you soon. Peace, friends.